Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about comics, video games, and anything else geeky. I'm Chris.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Danny.
And on this episode, we're going to be talking about Invincible Volume 1. Because we're always early to the game.
Yeah. Always.
Always. Yeah, we're going to chat about this graphic novel or trade paperback, I guess it'd be considered, that collects the first 4 issues of Invincible, a comic by Robert Kirkman. But before
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast.
We wish.
I wish.
He's probably a friend of some podcast.
Yeah.
The Potting Dead or something. But before we talk about that,
Geeky Weeks.
let's talk about our Geeky Weeks. Who wants to kick it off?
I have an idea for a podcast episode.
Okay.
We should talk about Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. I'm pretty sure it's free to play.
Not sure what any of those words meant.
Me neither.
I'm sure you'll educate me. It sounds like a type of muffin.
Poppy Playtime. It's a horror game.
Oh. Not quite the muffin then.
No. Anyways.
Well, you just volunteered to kick off the Geeky Week, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, speaking of games, that won't make sense if you edit that other part out. Speaking of games, I finished Fire Emblem Engage.
Whoa. Nice.
Which is the newest Fire Emblem game. And, you know, with the news of the Switch 2 coming out, that means that the next Fire Emblem game will probably be on that.
Yeah.
So,
for probably the first year or so, they'll release it on both.
hopefully.
Yeah. They usually do some crossover between the two.
Well, if we get another Fire Emblem game, then I don't know. This one probably not as good as Three Houses, which was the second most recent Fire Emblem game. But hey, I'm no hater. It's an enjoyable game. But I also started playing a new game that's called Blueprints. It's like it's pretty cool, and people are saying it's in talks to be nominated for Game of the Year, which is exciting. But it's like you go into this mansion that is left to you, and you have to like puzzle your way through to find the 46th room in the room that only has 45 rooms or whatever. And every day it like resets, so you have a certain number of moves that you can do, and then it resets, and then it's kind of like Haunting of Hill House. Nope. Yes.
Sounds right.
House on the Hill.
House on Hill Manor.
Yeah, that board
Manor
game.
on the Hunting Hill.
Not my TV show. Yeah, the board game.
Uh-oh.
It's kind of like the board game where, like, you choose which, like, every time you open a door, you kind of have a couple of options of rooms that you can choose. So, it's kind of cool. It's an interesting concept, and I've done 2 nights of it, 2 days of it, and I don't know, you gotta remember a lot of stuff, because everything resets every day. But also, there's a new Black Mirror season, so started watching the new season, even though I missed 2 full seasons and haven't seen those.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. And then I also watched Encanto with a Discord family Discord movie night. So we don't talk about Bruno.
He's the only one worth talking about.
I know. That's that for me.
Well, that's cool.
Nice.
Well,
Cool.
I'll jump in because I think I'm going to have to start playing Blueprints also. It's available on both the Sony, whatever Sony's thing is, and also on the Xbox, Microsoft Game Pass thingy. So I have no excuse not to play it.
I always thought it was called Blueprints, but it's Blue Prince.
Yeah, play on words.
Yeah, it's funny.
But our competitors over on Get Played are doing a We Play You Play of that this week or next week. So I figured I better play some of it before I listen to the episode because they're gonna venture into spoiler country. So I'll probably pick that up, throw it on some mobile device and play it.
I have it on my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
It's nice, except the Steam Deck's heavy. I need to work out more so I can now hold my Steam Deck.
Heavy is relative.
It's heavier than a Switch.
That's true. But besides talking about a game that I'm planning on playing, I'll talk about a game that I have been playing.
Oh.
And I'm happy to report that I've been playing some Minecraft.
Whoa.
And I got it, if you remember last week, I was complaining about not being able to get it set up on Steam Deck or wanted to set it up on a mobile type device. I forgot that Bedrock, you could just load it up on an iPad and it's basically the same thing.
I told you that.
Well, you said Switch.
I thought I told you iPad also.
You might have.
I definitely said Minecraft Pocket Edition.
Yeah, that's different now. But,
what? That's different?
Yeah, it's all Bedrock now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not Pocket Edition or anything.
Oh, whatever.
But anyways, I got it set up on a different Steam Deck type machine that is a Windows-based one. And it works brilliantly. And it's got more power than a Steam Deck, so it's definitely got more power than the iPad.
But is it heavier than a Steam Deck?
Yeah, it's about
on par with a Steam Deck.
It's on par.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit later. But the other thing is the marketplace that they got going on there. I don't know how much experience you have on the marketplace, but the marketplace has some pretty crazy stuff going on. And of course, they had a bunch of free stuff for the Minecraft movie, so I downloaded some of that stuff. But then they had a sale going on, and they had several different. I know they got skins and they got add-ons and they got. I don't think they're called mods, but it's something else. And one of them, it was called like Redstone add-on mod kit or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'll watch. They had a little YouTube video of it, and it basically adds a bunch of new blocks and machines that run off of redstone. Things that you don't have to like invent yourself. So, for example, a turret that you just place somewhere and it will just start shooting at mobs when they get nearby.
Oh.
Like a real
Could
turret,
use
not
that.
just the thing that spews out carrots or whatever. And then they've got like all kinds of crazy things. They have redstone wireless transmitters, so that if you don't want to run redstone all the way to the other device, you put like a transmitter on one side, a receiver on the other side, and it will just get redstone power to
Redstone's
the other.
in the cloud?
Redstone Bluetooth?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the one that got my attention right away, for obvious reasons, was conveyor belts. So you can
make a factory game.
You can make a factory, and you can just have a bunch of pigs riding the conveyor belts to their death or something.
Wow. Lava chicken.
I can make a lava chicken shack. But yeah, so that's, I haven't gotten to where I can start making that stuff yet because the game that I'm playing, I haven't found redstone yet. I just haven't dug deep enough. But the other thing I will mention, and you can call me a wuss if you want, but something that...
You're not going to the nether?
Well, yeah, we don't even talk about the nether. That's not even a part of the game. Like when I downloaded it, I said, download minecraft.exe space -- nether. And it downloads a special version that has no nether to it. It just omits the flint and steel, so flint and steel.
Flint and steel.
So, but no, in all seriousness, I started the game up, and it gives you the option of, do you want peaceful mode, do you want normal mode, or do you want like easy? And easy said, hey, the mobs are just easier to kill. I was like, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I've killed enough mobs to know that I can kill them if I want to, but I just want to enjoy the game. And I don't want to be in creative mode or, peaceful mode or anything like that. I still want the threat there. I just don't want to die instantly because I didn't see a creeper behind me.
You don't want to do hardcore mode where if you die, your game is over?
No permadeath. But yeah, I just want to, play and enjoy it and craft some mines, if that's what the object is, I think.
Yeah,
Make some
kids
lava chicken.
yearn for the mines.
But there is just a ton of cool stuff in that marketplace, and there's some pretty awesome YouTubers out there that just cover that stuff, and it's enjoyable to watch. So kudos to Minecraft. It's a new game. Some people might not have heard of it, but keep it on your radar. I think it's going to go somewhere.
Maybe.
Other than that, I did watch. I started watching Invincible, the show, because I had watched one episode 3 years ago or so, and it just didn't gather my attention. But after reading this comic, it made a lot more sense, so I started watching it, and I will talk about some key differences between the two. But it's a pretty good adaptation of what is almost like a 20-year-old comic book.
Whoa.
So
Old.
I think that's... Oh, did we talk about the movie last week? I think last week I talked about going to see a movie, or no? That was this week?
No, this week.
Okay, so I did see one movie, and it was Sinners,
Yeah.
featuring Michael B. Jordan and his twin brother, Michael B. Jordan.
Wait, what?
Michael J. Jordan. Michael B.
Wait, does
Jordan.
he have a brother?
He plays twins in the movie.
Oh.
And he does a great job, and everybody else does too. And it's a interesting movie. I would say I enjoyed it. I liked it. I don't know, like from the previews that I saw, I couldn't really tell what was going on and what the hook was. And then when the hook presented itself in the movie, I was like, oh, like this was not part of the preview at all. But now I watch a preview, and it looks like they're letting that out. So, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like,
I haven't seen it.
Do you know what the genre of the movie is?
Is it scary?
Well, yeah, it's scary. Oh, I mean, it's not scary.
Thriller?
It's not like a horror movie.
It's thriller?
Yeah, I guess thriller.
I'm talking like I'm 4 or 5 years old. Is it got animals in it?
Is it a human? Is it a feeling?
We're playing 20 questions.
No, but anybody that doesn't want the hook spoiled, close your ears right now.
Me.
Okay, then I won't say it.
Here, I'll take my headphones out and you can just wave me.
All right. It's a vampire flick. Didn't see that coming, did you, Danny?
Wait, I
don't know what this movie is about.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
Well, it's the movie where Kilgore is in a relationship with Hawkeye. Killmonger is in a relationship with Hawkeye.
What?
Junior Hawkeye.
Kate Bishop.
Oh.
Yeah. It's hard not
She's
to...
also Spider-Gwen.
It's hard not to watch any movie right now and not
She's
just
also
say...
Vi.
Sorry. Not just list out who the superheroes are in the movies that you're watching.
True.
Because there's always got to be one. It's like a Hollywood rule now. Must be one superhero playing the part of a non-superhero role.
Or a Star Wars.
Unless
like Ryan Gosling is going to be in a Star Wars movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. They still make those?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, it's new. I think it's going to be a big thing.
Big thing.
Cool.
They haven't made a movie since, I don't know, Star Wars 9? Everything's been TV shows. Anyways, Danny's turn.
Danny's turn.
Finally.
Well, I'm playing some Minecraft later. Gonna probably play some Bed Wars.
Oh, back to your Bed Wars era?
Yeah, because
wow.
Me and my friend, since Dancing with the Stars was over and Bachelor's over, we have to find new things to do. So last week we watched the first episode of How I Met Your Mother. And then this week we're going to play Minecraft.
Nice.
But
Legendary.
other than that,
Wait for it. Dairy.
other than that, I've been playing Overwatch, Fortnite, and then since it was 420, I've been also playing some Schedule 1. So I have weed, meth, and coke in my business now.
Way to keep us updated.
Let's go back to Overwatch. Have you seen like the new they've got their like magical girl skins that are coming out?
No.
Okay. So they make skins. I'm so glad I stopped playing Overwatch cuz every single time they make skins, it's for the same like 5 characters. Like Widowmaker and Kiriko are getting more skins. It's like, yeah, they pick 5 girls to be their magical girls, but there's like so many other left. Like, what about magical girl Orisa? Huh? I'd get that. Anyways.
But my geeky weeks aren't that busy. It's final season. Gets in the way of being geeky. Stupid.
Doesn't get in the way of your drug cartel, though.
Yeah.
Nope. Never.
All right, so we ready to talk about Invincible, Volume 1?
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been in a comic book in the last 20 years, you've probably seen this on the shelf.
Been in a comic book?
I
Yeah.
have not.
Are you Gwenpool?
Yeah, haven't you been in a comic book lately? If you've
No.
been in a comic shop lately, then you might have also seen this on the shelf somewhere. If you've been on a comic book shelf somewhere, then you're probably doing things that you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, stop climbing. You'll knock it over.
The shop owner would not like that. I got yelled at just for lifting comics up out of the shelves to look at the covers. They're like, "You're bending it."
What?
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, he came over and he slapped my hand.
At our
What?
shop?
No, this was one up north a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
I was
He
like,
slap you?
you just slapped the hand of probably the biggest guy that's been in the shop for a while. You're about to pull back a bloody stub.
Jeez.
I took the high road, though.
Good. I guess so, because you're not in jail right now.
I apologized, and I defecated in the dollar box.
Can that be the title?
That's the title of my memoir. I defecated in the dollar comic box.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if you've been in a comic book shop recently, you've seen this comic. If you've got Amazon Prime, you've probably seen it advertised because it was a Prime original a couple years back. And to kind of set the stage of where this comes from, it comes from a dude named Robert Kirkman, which
He's
you
a
may know
dude.
from The Walking Dead.
Woohoo.
Kind of a famous dude.
And
yeah.
the crazy thing is that this comic and the other comic both started at the same time.
Whoa.
And this one ran for 144 issues, so
Wow.
like 15 years. The other one ran for like 190-something issues or something like that. A little bit longer than 15 years. So, dude was busy.
Yeah.
To have 2 of the comics that are... Now, this comes from Image Comics, probably third biggest comic company in the business after Marvel and DC. So this all coming from a dude that's basically making the top comics of his company, of that company. And that's pretty impressive.
And then the show started while he was making those comics, right?
With
The Walking Dead?
Walking Dead, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Whoa, and Steven Yeun exists in both universes. That's
He does.
crazy.
Yep.
They're connected.
And they say this
They're
this exists in the Image comic universe. I'm guessing Walking Dead doesn't exist in the Image comic universe.
But Invincible exists in Walking Dead.
it does.
Because Carl reads it in one of the episodes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
true.
That's a good little Easter egg, yeah. Just in time for the Easter season. But yeah, so definitely either he knows what he's doing or he's lucky or a little bit of both. He's got the artwork starting off with Corey Walker. Started off the series and made a very distinctive art style that carries over into the animated series 15 years later perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Like the animated series is spot on, perfect animation of this art style. And then Ryan Otley took over after the first 7 issues and then did the majority of the issues after that. They did have Corey Walker come back every now and then to do a guest appearance as an artist. But yeah, very very cool title that we thought it's about time. It's about time to experience. Now, what brought this on was Amazon had told me, hey, Chris, you should go ahead and sign up for this Comixology thing because we'll give you like 3 months for, I don't know what it was. I think it was 99 cents for 3 months.
Wow.
You know, basically a free trial. And so I was like, okay. Told the girls, hey, I'm gonna log into this Comixology thing and just randomly find a comic that we can cover on the podcast. That way it's a business expense. See what I did there?
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. I shaved.
Too late, it's not taxes.
Shave some money off my taxes with that 99-cent purchase I made. And so I go on there, and Comixology is basically the Netflix of comics that isn't genre specific. So it's not Marvel Unlimited, it's not DC Unlimited or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
They have something that's called, wait for it, Comixology Unlimited.
Whoa.
Yeah. And right when you load up the app, which you have to use the Kindle app, they can't even afford their own app.
Hey, I've got a Kindle.
Once you open up the Kindle app, then it has like categories like new releases, popular releases, and I think number 1 or number 2 on the most popular, downloaded or read comics on Comixology was Invincible Volume 1, which, as I stated, is a trade paperback version that collects the first 4 issues.
And we read them all.
Mm-hmm.
We read all 4, yes. That may be a new record for us. 4 issues in 1 episode. But yeah, so the girls were on board. I said, let's do it. And we did it. So thank you for listening. We'll see you all next episode.
Bye.
No, so let's get quick history. How much exposure did either you have to Invincible before reading this book?
Well, all my friends have watched the show and they say watch Invincible. It's really good. And
Okay.
I haven't.
Is there Invincible skins in Fortnite?
Yes.
Is there?
Yes.
So you've been exposed through Fortnite.
Yes. There's a
Interesting.
lot. And they're pretty popular.
Wow. People like to play Adam Eve.
Mm-hmm.
With her little cape.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. How about you, Amber?
I knew the show existed, and I knew that it was a comic book by Robert Kirkman. And that's about it. But also, U2's, which is a collectible brand, kind of like Funko Pops, but cooler, in my opinion. They get they did a couple of Invincible drops, so I see their ads and stuff. So I knew that it was really popular.
So I think the timing of the cartoon, the timing of the series was spot on because you have all these Marvel MCU stuff going on for a decade or so. And people are finally getting to the, I'm kind of burnt out a little bit on this whole superhero thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
you get a show like The Boys, which is from another comic book, and this Invincible show, they both came out right around the same time period. And they depict a much different style of superhero interaction. Like, very gory in some cases. So, that hasn't really shown up as much in the comic that we read, but boy did it in the cartoon, in the series, the first
really?
episode.
It shows up in the U2s also.
Goriness.
There's one, I forget, I think it's Omni-Man beat up all the way, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh,
Ooh.
Ooh.
there's a Billie Eilish song in the last episode of the most recent season. That's another exposure to me.
And also that other guy.
Oh, David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David.
He does, I Feel It or whatever. That's a good song. Anyways, back to you, Chris.
Back to
With the weather.
So we've got a this collection basically starts and ends at the same place, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I kind of forgot where it started when I
100
started
pages
reading it.
later.
And then when I went back to the end, I was like, oh wait, that was the beginning. I remember now.
Yeah, so it's very, very good storytelling, and it's lucky that this collection was like that. And I wonder, if Robert
Every 4
Kirkman
issues is like a little story arc.
writes it in a certain number, knowing that, and I think they do, right? When I was growing up, there really wasn't any such thing as trade paperbacks, so you weren't writing books with the intent to later re-release them in a concise format of a full storyline. It just kind of happened. That was kind of a byproduct. I think today it's a little different. I think today you are writing knowing that if your comic is popular, it's going to be a trade paperback and it's going to be a set number of issues. So, but it is still very impressive storytelling to where you start off with some event, you instantly go back in time, and the rest of the 3 issues in this case, the rest of all 4 combined issues lead right back to where you started from. So I thought that was really neat. With this show, I don't think they're doing that as much, but the beginning of each episode has kind of like a side story that is in the universe but isn't the main characters. But it follows, and I've only seen the first 2 episodes so far, but it follows some random guy, for the first 5 minutes of the episode, some event happens, and then he's talking about going to do something, and then the second episode, it shows the same guy going to do that thing that he said he was going to do, but something that the main characters had done interacted with him.
Oh.
And it was, it's really neat. And it's not, super defined.
You think he's going to be like the big bad of the season or something?
That'd be a pretty cool twist. I think it's just a side story that is happening in parallel with the main story, just as a comic relief or something.
Yeah. Okay.
But that was really neat. But a lot of the things that happened, a lot of the lines that got said, were word for word in the animated series. But the first episode of the animated series ended in a cliffhanger that was like oh my goodness, and it has nothing to do with this. A lot of the other stuff did, but had nothing to do with this, and I'm wondering if the comic is going to eventually get to this cliffhanger that happened, and it was quite dramatic and quite gory. So if you haven't watched the show, which I know you 2 haven't, watch that first episode just to get to that first cliffhanger, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
It's on my list after I finished Vox Machina. I almost started watching it, and then I decided not to.
And then you got to watch The Boys after that.
I've seen a lot of like a TikTok, and it's like the whole Invincible like graphic novel series, and they put a bookmark in it, and they're like in reference, this is how far the show has gone, and it's like at the very beginning.
Oh wow.
of the comics.
Yeah, so they put the bookmark in like where the show has ended and the whatever seasons they're on.
That's funny.
It's like in comparison, this is how far into the whole story we are.
Yeah, well, if you figure the 4 issues that we read made up a pretty complete storyline, 144 is what a lot of those.
Yeah.
And we know how big the the Walking Dead universe is now.
Yeah. And they have had some spin-offs of this comic, and I think future spin-offs also. One of them being Adam, Eve, and Rexplode. And then another one, I think, the Guarding the Globe.
Oh, is that Omni-Man's group?
Now I'm getting confused. The Guardians of the Globe, were they in? They were in this. Yeah, they were in this 4 series.
No.
Oh, they weren't?
What?
He referenced them.
Oh,
I think he
referenced
talked
them.
about them. His
Omni-Man
buddies.
was like,
Oh,
Omni-Man was
teen-
like, I almost had to call the Galaxy Boys or
That's
whatever.
Yeah.
right. That's right. The teen team was in this.
Yeah, the teen team.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, in this universe, Toys Be We exists. It's not out of business. Instead of Toys R Us, there's Toys Be We.
Yeah, I saw that. Another nice little Easter egg at some point in the mall. There's in the background is a store called Fashionable Mail. Do you know what Fashionable Mail is from?
No.
It's from Mallrats, which is a Kevin Smith movie.
Oh.
And in that movie, it's all based in the mall, of course. The whole thing takes
Right.
place in a mall. So in the movie Mallrats, Ben Affleck was in it as the manager of Fashionable Mail. And he was kind of a bully. I don't know if I can say the word douche on the podcast.
Well, Danny said meth and whatever.
But he's he's kind of memed as being the manager of this place, and as if that's a status symbol. You know, I'm the manager of Fashionable Mail. So when I saw that in there, I showed that one little panel to your mom, and she's like, "No way, that's hilarious."
Aw.
So it's nice that they have little homages in there to other great creators in our own little universe. But the overall premise of the book is basically a kid named Mark Grayson, who's just your average everyday kid, goes to school, gets beat up by bullies, has a job, taking out the trash at a burger place. And but his dad happens to be the most powerful
Super dad.
most powerful man in the universe.
But he's not a man. He's an alien.
Yeah, he's an alien extraterrestrial named Omni-Man. And he tells his son, at some point, you're going to probably get my powers too. So he finds out that he has the powers and starts becoming a superhero.
It was so funny, that part where he takes the trash out and throws it up in the air.
He's like, oh,
it's finally happened. My powers.
Yeah, so that's what happens in episode 2 of the animated series. Is this guy is in he's visiting London, I think. He's visiting London, and the bag of trash falls on him.
Wait, it goes that far?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But you don't see what's happening. All you see is he gets just splattered, and he's just covered in what looks like blood. But then he puts his finger on his face, pulls some of it off, smells it, and licks
It's
it.
burger. It's ketchup.
Yeah, it's ketchup. Yeah. So at first I was like, is this some kind of alien invasion or something? And then I realized there was some Burger World or whatever the name of it is, Burger Town, cups on the floor. So I was like,
That's funny.
that's the bag that he threw. So I thought that was really clever. Yeah, he gets his powers. He decides he wants to be a superhero too. And the overall story in this one's pretty neat, but pretty violent at the same time.
Yeah.
There are victims. the good guys don't catch the bad guy right away, so there are several victims. But in the end, the good guys catch him. And I thought that whole interaction with the bad guy was kind of funny. He's doing his normal, like, bad guy monologue of why I'm doing this, and okay, you found me. I thought I had more time, but you guys found me. But in addition to the superhero stuff that's going on, there's still the tiny little portion of real life that still happens to this kid. He's still going to school, and still working the job, and
got a little crush on a girl that has a boyfriend.
Yeah, got a little love triangle. And yeah, so all the normal angst of being a teenager in high school exists in the world where he's, well, I guess one of the most powerful people also.
Yeah.
I caught a plot hole, or like a little oversight. So the teacher of the class, the teacher of the class that he sits in.
I wonder if you're going the same place I would have gone. Go ahead.
He's like, oh, this is a folklore story. We're gonna be studying folk tales and stuff. And then it's like, oh yeah, your physics teacher, Mr. Hiles. I'm like, physics? You're learning about folklore and physics?
I was wondering the same thing. He's apparently not a very good physics teacher.
Yeah, despite him coming from, like, that company that he worked at beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
he has
Danny,
a lot on his plate.
We had a teacher like that.
Oh.
Oh, he came from private sector, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wait, who?
I doubt he did what this teacher did, though.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Heisenberg? Is that who you're talking about?
What? Not our physics teacher. Our chemistry and biology teacher.
Your chemistry teacher who started cooking meth?
Yes, that one.
Changed his name to Heisenberg?
No.
But used to work for a high-tech startup before he became a teacher?
Whoa, maybe our teacher was doing that, Danny. I don't think he had the social skills, too, though.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
He might have had a Jesse Pinkman.
I doubt it.
He may have had a... his name wasn't Jesse, was it? What was his name? Jordan. He may have had a Jordan Pinkman.
Oh. Oh, no.
All right, so without going through the whole story, what let's just talk about what you guys liked about it.
I like the colors. I like that you can tell when it's daytime and when it's nighttime. I don't... It's so pretty and blue at nighttime. I like it.
It looks like a... What would this be considered? Just a limited palette that they use for this art style, Danny?
Cell shaded.
There's a lot of primary colors going on.
Yeah, I was about to say a lot of primary colors.
Is Sonic... what does that say? Sockno Dog?
Oh, yeah.
Is that another comic by Robert Kirkman?
That's a comic in this universe.
Oh, it's not a real comic?
Yeah, and they reference it in the TV show. As I'm flipping through the pages right now, what I'm seeing is that each page has a distinct palette to all the frames on that page. And it shifts from page to page. Like, one page would be all the blue background. One page is all the, like the yellowish background. I didn't realize that before, but as I'm flipping through now, that's pretty interesting.
Makes every page cohesive.
I like the mom.
I do too. I feel bad for her.
Cohesive.
Yeah. She's like so... She's like, oh, late again. Typical. Oh, you too. Just because you wear tights doesn't mean you can't... Just because you wear tights doesn't mean you can sneak out past curfew.
She needs a cat. I bet she's lonely.
Now, I know that this was 123 pages that I assigned you last night.
Yes, I looked at the bonus.
Did you take the time to read the 3 pages of foreword?
No, but I looked at all the bonus at the end.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of bonus. The foreword, I would go back and read it. It's pretty good.
Who wrote it?
Kurt Busiek.
Do you
I
know
probably
him?
mispronounced that, but I'm not familiar with him. But apparently, he's won a lot of awards for writing, probably comics, I'm guessing. But the overall premise is that he knew that this book existed, but he never got into it, despite the fact that all of his friends and peers in the industry were telling him, you need to go get this book now and read it. And then he said, then the trade paperback came out, and he thought that'd be a good time to read it, and he didn't. And he said then when he finally did, it was like he said he should have run away instead of doing it because it's just going to consume your life. So it's pretty good, good forward. He does reference Speedball, which you guys probably don't know, but he was a comic book hero in the 90s that kind of quirky, I guess. Not super popular, but he referenced the fact that he's like, I've got a complete run of Nova, Firestorm, and Speedball. What do I need this stuff for? So it was a good, witty forward. And then at the end was a bunch of sketches, art, concept art for all the different characters and stuff. I thought that was a neat little behind the scenes.
Yeah, a little BTS.
Yeah, let's do that.
But I mentioned that forward because he said that his favorite character was the mom, also, just like you guys were saying. That's what got me there.
Nice. Good segue.
Good segue.
And in the show, she's Sandra Oh.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. Mom said, "Is that why Amber wanted to read this?" I'm like, "No, we're not reading
Christina
the Sandra
Yang.
Oh part."
I didn't pick it. You picked it.
Yeah.
But I probably will go watch the show at some point.
Me too.
It's always been on my list.
It's got an all-star cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Even
J.
just
Jonah
like
Jameson.
looking at the cast, we got a couple other Walking Dead alum. We've got Lauren Cohen is in there.
Which is
Maggie.
Oh, Maggie.
Yeah, she plays whoever Holly is. I don't know who Holly is, but
Yeah, I don't think I got there yet.
yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff. Good comic. Good show. Like I said, a very good portion of the comic was in the show. The overall story arc isn't the same. And like I said, the one cliffhanger at the very beginning of the show, I need to find out when that happens in the comic because it's big.
Oh.
But yeah, any other thoughts on this comic that we read?
It's fun to read. Easy read. Easy to follow along.
Yeah,
Agree.
I thought that myself. I don't generally read 4 issues in a row.
But yeah.
I usually make it about halfway through any given issue and fall asleep. And I made it through all 4 of these without any problem at all.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny. I texted you 100 pages. What? Or no, I said so many pages, and you said it was a quick read. And you know how slow I am at reading.
Well, that's because usually we're reading like old Marvel comics that has 300 words on each panel.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is so much better. Lots of pictures. I like
Yes,
pictures.
I like pictures. Big panels, big pictures.
Big panel, big picture.
All right, well, I guess that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you have read and or watched Invincible, let us know. Send us an email, podcast@familygeekery.com, or reach out on any of our socials. Let us know what you thought about it, but don't give us any spoilers. Because I know Amber's going to read all 144 issues.
Nope.
I've got 3 months to read it all before my trial is done. Yeah, so I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We thank you as always for listening. Go ahead and check out our YouTube channel, see what's going on there. And check out the rest of our socials, where we do nothing.
Hey, we post on Instagram.
Yeah. Thank you, Amber.
Yeah, you're welcome. I recently changed up our design because Instagram decided to change their block size. We no longer square.
What?
We are rectangle on Instagram now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They started
Gross.
the square,
Yeah.
and they're abandoning the square.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Abandon the square.
That's
Yeah,
dumb.
so if you have Instagram, go check your profile because your pictures might look weird.
Is it tall rectangle or wide rectangle?
Yeah. Tall
It's
rectangle.
Tall rectangle? Okay.
Yeah.
At least, so it's more Polaroid-esque.
Sure.
Now that we've done talking about the aspect ratios of pictures on Instagram,
posts.
I think we're going to leave our episode right there. But like I said, we thank you as always for listening. And until next time, peace out
Peace out.
and
And
geek
geek
out.
out.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.